Welcome back to Football Kings. I'm Kingsley and I'm with Andy. We're back again another day talking about football transfers. As you know, when the season ends, especially when like competitions like Club World Cup are coming up, teams are super eager to sign reinforcements into their sides to strengthen certain positions. And we've been talking about this on our lives day in, day out, talking about what teams need in certain positions and the type of players that would fit them for them to
Yeah.
go ahead and win certain trophies that they want to win. Arsenal has been the highlight of our conversations, Manchester United as well. Um, Liverpool have been making some big moves in the market, but let's explore some of the transfers that have been exciting so far. Let's start from Brian Mbuemo to Manchester United over Arsenal. I
I
thought,
don't know.
eh,
You want to
okay. Let me
okay.
go. Let me just land. I was going to say, I thought United did not have the aura after their
Mm,
performance this season that just ended, and I
yeah.
really thought United would be a ground where players would kind of hesitate to
Mm,
want to sign to, but
yeah.
then it seems like there are players that would for sure choose United over Arsenal. What do you think about Mbuemo's decision going for United over Arsenal?
I think it's a bit weird. It's a weird how do I say it now? It's a weird choice, but if
Mm-hmm.
you look at it critically, yesterday we mentioned about Mbuemo to Arsenal. Why
Yeah.
would Arsenal be wanting to go for Mbuemo, right? Or is it to be a backup to Saka? I
Mm-hmm.
feel like Mbuemo is too good to be a backup.
20 goals last season.
Yeah,
So
he's too
it's not a
good. Even
it's
he
not a
has
bad.
more goals than Saka.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so why should I come and be on the bench and Saka please? If
yeah.
he comes, would Ateta bench Saka for him?
Absolutely not.
Would Ateta remove Saka and move him to the left?
Absolutely not. I think you
Good.
either play on the left,
Or
right,
sit on the
or
bench?
sit on the bench, or maybe they try him as like a false nine.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's not really fair if you look at it. Someone that has 20 goals,
Mm-hmm.
Premier League, is it in all competitions or Premier League goals?
Premier
Premier
League
League.
20 Premier League goals.
So what are we saying? Saka has like 10. From the last
Mm-hmm.
time I checked, I don't know if he scored more in the last 5 games, but he has 10 goals.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we saying? Umbemo is more of is a finisher. Is
Yeah.
who you need in your team. And if he chooses Man U over Arsenal, then
Mm-hmm.
good. Maybe next year, and next year is going to be tougher. If Man U builds, they've gotten Cunha, they bring in Mbuemo, they sell most of their squad, right?
Yeah.
They were interested at the time in Nkunku, right? They could add
Yeah.
Nkunku. Nkunku is a good addition for them.
Yeah. It actually
Nkunku
will not be a
can,
bad fit.
yes, Nkunku can, maybe he can even play as a striker or
Yeah.
play
That
as a
system.
10,
Yeah, in
right?
that
Play as a
system.
10, Cunha be on top. Gradually, you are bringing in quality players, people that will make a difference for you, right?
Exactly.
So I see the reason. It made no sense to me why you choose Arsenal, Man U over Arsenal, but
Mhm.
it's a it's a good choice in the
For
sense that
him, maybe for
yes,
him
it's a
personally
good choice
speaking.
for him and for his career.
Yeah.
Man U will even pay him. Man U will pay him good money,
Yeah.
right? It's not like obviously they will pay him better than even Arsenal. Arsenal just promises you second and all of that, but you are even more likely to win a trophy at Man U than Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. What are we
Yeah,
saying?
you're more likely to. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
think
you're
it's a
more,
good choice for him personally,
yeah,
especially when it comes to starting. I think
yeah,
him getting game time will be one of the factors that might have convinced him to go to United over choosing Arsenal. Just given the amount of competition in the certain roles that he can possibly play at in Arsenal. Looking at the left wing, he'll be competing with Martinelli, Trossard sometimes. Looking at that false nine, Mbuemo is not really that kind of like false nine, so you have
no,
to
he's a
change maybe the
winger.
way he plays in order
Yeah,
to fit into the club. And then looking at the right wing, it's going to be hard to start over a fit Saka. A Saka that is fit is very creative, and I don't think Arsenal will bench their star boy
in
for
fact, do you
Mbuemo.
know one theory I have?
Yeah,
He has more chance of playing if he went to a team like Liverpool than Arsenal,
100%.
because Salah will move to become the striker.
Yeah,
and he will
especially when
stay
he
on the right
subs.
wing.
Yeah, when he subs, can bring in Mbuemo, Salah just moves.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he could even start, right. Salah plays up front, he plays on the right. It's still the same thing.
exactly.
Any of them can go through the forward or through the right,
But
right? So
it's also good for the Amorim system because if you look at Mbuemo coming into United, he's sitting as one of the two tens, like we said, right? It could be
yes,
Cunha and Mbuemo pairing up. And we
yeah,
literally said this yesterday's stream that that would be the best outcome
they
for
are goal
them,
scorers, two
right?
of them.
Two of them are goal scorers, two of them are finishers. You need that to really pull off Amorim system. Now, you guys, if Amorim is able to successfully get the niche players he needs to pull off this 3-4-3, I think United
Mm.
will be on the up, and I really think United will win something next season if they are really able to execute the system. 3-4-3 is a system that is high risk, high reward, but if it works,
If it works, it works. It works very well.
it works very, very well.
Yes,
There will be an
like
absolute dominance, especially when you get the right players, right? So that's exciting for him. But there were some conversations that I did want to bring up, speaking about Manchester United, that I wanted to tell you on the stream, not offline, right? Because I felt
okay.
like if I told you offline, we wanted to get a real reaction. Now, United are
Mm.
looking to sign somebody from Saudi Pro League. Remember, I
What?
mentioned this. Yes,
You said it.
I
You
told
said
you.
it. Yes. Was it not yesterday? You said it.
Yes,
You said it might even be best for them to go to Saudi Pro League.
as the
Are
is the
you
best.
serious
Is
or
the
are you
best.
joking?
I am not joking. I'm serious, and I'll tell you who the striker is. Okay, I told you the striker that you're choosing to sign.
Benzema.
No, but
Wait, let me guess.
like I said
Ivan Tony.
yesterday,
Is
wait,
that
before you guess, before you guess, I told you yesterday that it's a very good cost cutting measure to just go to the
to
Pro
go to
League,
Saudi?
get somebody Premier League proven, and bring them back, which is
Yes.
cheaper,
You
right?
said it yesterday.
So now you can guess. So this person
Is
plays
it
for
Tony?
Al Hilal. They are a striker, and there are talks to bring that person back to the Premier League. I'll give you one hint. If
Yeah.
I give you this hint, you might know who the person is. This person formerly
Brand.
played for Fulham.
Yee! Is it Vlanovic or what's his name?
Mitrovic.
Mitrovic.
Yeah.
Hey! Oh my God! Ah! We are all gone. We are in the Premier League. We are gone. He's a goal scorer. Are you serious?
I'm serious. Yeah.
What's the source?
This is reported by Talksport.
Damn.
Mhm.
Kingsley, they listened to you
Yeah.
yesterday
Everton and West Ham are also interested in Mitrovic too as well.
in bringing him back.
Yeah. I told you there's like a shortage of really quality strikers
Yes, and
across the
you
board.
actually said it might be best for them to go to Saudi and just
Yeah.
bring back a
I was
Premier
just
League
thinking from
proven
a point of
striker.
like a business person that is thinking of cost cutting measure, and I want Premier League proven. I'll just get the guys that have played before in the league that are in Saudi.
That
Kante
want
still
to
would.
get the bag.
Honestly, if you need a CDM that is cheap, if you can pay Kante's fees for Kante to come back to the Premier League, go and get
Pay it.
Kante.
Yes, it's
Why
true.
not? It's
And he's
just
still balling there.
yeah. It's not like the Saudi Pro League is not competitive. It's still quite competitive, right? But it's affordable because going to Pro League, bringing that person back, I think it makes sense. And another news, United are still making more moves. They want to sign Ter Stegen from Barcelona as a goalkeeper.
They want to replace Onana.
And they want to add it as part of the Marcus Rashford deal. Right? They're open to doing that. They're open to doing Marcus Rashford,
Okay, for Ter Stegen.
maybe Marcus Rashford, maybe with money or like a swap deal, Rashford for Ter Stegen type of thing. But they are
Oh,
really
that
open
means
to that.
that's good. That
Mm-hmm.
means they are gradually building their squad. They go for Mitrovic in front. They have
Mm-hmm.
Cunha and Mbuemo. They have a
Yeah,
goalkeeper, Omo.
Stegen. They
Nice
have
one, nice one.
Dogu one
Amorim is not
side.
joking.
I don't know who will play right wing back. Maybe Ahmad on the other side, and then
You play right
in,
wing back.
the
Yeah,
two people in the middle. It
yeah,
depends on who is going to play in that middle, right? Maybe he might play two DMs, or he might play two box to box. Depends on him,
yeah.
right?
That's true.
So that's
Uh,
the news that
I think they might end up selling Bruno.
Bruno Fernandez, right? Because it's 100 million, and that 100
Just
million
to
really
fund
opens
it.
you up Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
and
opens you up,
Umbuemo
gives
deal
you
is
that
not
cash.
very expensive from what I heard.
Yeah, and Rashford to Barcelona is like 40 million, right?
Yeah, 40, good.
But let's talk about United selling Rasmus Højlund to Inter Milan. Why would Inter Milan want Rasmus Højlund?
It's simple. Didn't you see I told you that like most of the players they're like dinosaurs now. I told you, like cavemen.
Are you saying Inter don't have that
See
boost to get
Tura,
somebody better?
see Tur what's his name? Is it Marcus Turam or what's his name?
Turam, yeah, Turam, yeah.
Turam. Like there's some like the PSG game. I don't want to relive the experience on the PSG game, but there's some of the touches and finishes.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, bro, thank God we didn't sign you. You know, Chelsea wanted to sign Turam and they
Mm-hmm.
rejected us. I was like,
Interesting. Wow.
that's so perfect. That's
Mm.
so perfect. Stay where you are, right? So, no, and one thing with Hoyland is look, it's just like the goats of Red Betis, right? He went
Yeah.
there, became the goats.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to stay there. Anthony
Mm-hmm.
could be the same for Rashman. And one thing we I know we keep blaming Hoyland and Hoyland. Part of it is his fault. But the
Mm-hmm.
thing is that if you are in a team where most of the time you don't receive the ball,
Yeah.
even when you now receive the ball, you are not prepared for it because you are not accustomed to receiving the ball.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get it.
I get
And
what you're
even as
saying.
a striker, your coach is meant to teach you how to receive that ball
Yeah.
when you feel like you're not part of the play.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be, even if you are peeling off to the right, you're peeling off to the left. Lukaku does it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not receiving the ball, what does Lukaku do? Most time he'll peel to the right and
Mm-hmm.
come in as a winger. He will receive the ball there, then you see him attack
Yeah.
head on the
You just
right
have
hand
to you
side.
have to roam in that final
Yes,
third. You roam a
room,
little bit.
just room, but it feels like he's always very static. He just stays in one spot, and when the ball comes to him, he's like, "Ooh, the ball came,
He's not
bro."
prepared for him yet.
He's
Yeah.
not prepared,
Yeah.
and he's not. He's off the ball movement is just the problem that needs fixing. Maybe the
Mm-hmm.
next coach of Inter. If we don't know if Inzaghi is leaving, we didn't hear any news.
Yeah, but most likely Inzaghi might leave, especially after the loss that they faced in the Champions League. 5
Three,
new loss.
three, three.
It's horrible. Well, let's talk about another transfer that might be quite exciting.
Yeah.
Marcus Gahey.
Mm.
Mark Gahey. Gahey,
Going to Newcastle.
there was a buzz from Tottenham. Tottenham wanted to sign Gahey, but he
Mm.
rejected it. But Liverpool are also interested in Gahey as well.
Wow, that's
There's
crazy.
some interest like from Liverpool with Gahey. Hmm. Manchester City, they moved to sign Ryan and Ait Nuri, right?
Yes,
From
yes.
Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Southampton, I know that one.
This
Yeah,
actually cost 45 million pounds.
yeah.
Um,
They need
good
a right
signing.
back.
Good
They need
signing.
a right. They
He's
need
a
a
left back.
left back. I mean, they need a
I think
left
at
back.
this point, Pep is tired of playing with Guardiola out of position. I
Pep
might
has
just
not. You know, that's the funny thing. Look at it. Pep has not had a left back or a right back,
yeah, tradition. Yeah, since Skywalker left, he has not really
and
been playing
and
because
he's been using Nico
Nunez
Williams as a. He's
and
been using
Mateus
Nick.
Nunez is not really like a right back. Right back. He just
No,
plays
he's
right back.
not. He's not. And he's been using Nico Williams as a right back. Is he a right back?
Rico
Yes,
Lewis.
he's a right back, right?
Rico Lewis plays right back. Yeah,
I feel like he was converted to be a right back. He
he's
was
a
not
very
always.
versatile player. I would have expected him to be more like in the midfield, like
Yes.
doing some
Yeah.
midfield maestro things, right? But yeah, he's in the right back position right now. So, but yeah, but Liverpool also want to sell Joe Gomez. He's going for 25 million pounds, and there's a lot of interest from Joe Gomez. Aston Villa is interested. Bournemouth, Burnley, Everton, Leeds, Newcastle,
Hello,
Sunderland, and
doctors.
West
Yeah.
Ham
Yeah.
are all interested in signing Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is actually a very solid guy to
How
sign.
old is he? How old is Joe Gomez?
I'm not
I
sure.
actually like him as a defender, but the problem is the height. You
What happened to
understand?
his height?
He's not
He's
very tall.
You
He's
don't
not.
think Joe Gomez is tall?
No, he does. Even his physique doesn't look. He does not tall.
No, no, Joe
He's
Gomez is
not more.
tall.
He's not more than 5'8". Is he?
No, he's tall. He's tall. He's
He's
tall.
not up to 5'8".
He's
I
tall.
can. You can check his height if you want, but I'm
But I
sure.
don't understand. I don't. Joe Gomez is 6'2". He's 28 years old and he's 6'2".
Wow, he's tall.
Yeah, I don't understand you saying Joe Gomez is
But he
height.
doesn't look
Oh,
tall. Like
yeah, he might not look it, but I see him stand with Van Dijk and with the other guys. He's just as tall as them, just as tall
him.
as them. Konate, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, he's six
You
two.
know, when you think of Joe Gomez and how he plays, it feels like he has this small stature.
Mm, yeah, but Joe Gomez, yeah, Joe Gomez, I think he's a very good signing. If I'm Joe Gomez, I will either I'll go to
Bournemouth.
Newcastle.
Is Newcastle bidding for him?
Yeah, Champions League football.
Oh,
Newcastle is
that's
bidding for
good.
him.
And
I
they
think,
will use him.
yeah, he goes to Newcastle and he starts.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes to
Very
Newcastle and he
experienced.
starts for
Yeah.
sure. And your boy Joao Felix, there are
To
claims
Benfica.
that Benfica want to sign him.
It's not claims. They've opened talks already this season.
Wow.
They've opened talks with Chelsea to sign him.
Yeah, and
He should
Rodrigo,
go back. He should
no,
go back to Benfica. Like since he left there, like that youthful boy that everybody thought he was lit up the whole league and the world, right?
yeah.
Just I feel like he's this guy that killed him as a player.
Mm-hmm.
Atletico Madrid Simeone was the cause of this boy's problem because he was using him not. He's an attacking player.
Mm-hmm.
You now use him in a very defensive. That spoils his game
Mm.
because and he was still at a young age. That's a developmental. He's still young, but I'm saying young. Football now is already everybody
Football is
starts young,
young. Yeah, football
right?
is young. Yeah.
So at that developmental stage, I don't think he got the right ingredients from Simeone, right? At that stage.
Mm.
That's what I think, anyways. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know.
Yeah. But Barcelona are in talks with Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey over a free transfer this summer.
But why? Why? You see, that's what I don't understand. Why Ateta is someone that Ateta is the cause of his downfall. Let me ask you why. Tell you why.
Yeah.
What's his name? That went to Leverkusen.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know what I'm talking about.
Xhaka. Yeah.
Xhaka went. Do you know that if he had kept Xhaka,
Mm-hmm.
Xhaka has been there for 2 years now. The unbeaten season that they had, Xhaka was one of the core foundations of that the unbeaten season.
Yeah, it was instrumental to it.
If they had left Xhaka, you leave Xhaka, you have Rice, you have Thomas Partey. There are some games where you use all of them together.
Mm-hmm.
Odegaard is not around. 4-3-3. Partey, Rice, and Xhaka. Let's see who is going through. Full on attack.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? There will not be all these issues of them
But
nobody
Xhaka wanted to
score.
leave. So
He didn't want to leave.
if the player wants,
Arteta wanted him to leave. They didn't want to renew his contract. Okay, just like Thomas Partey. Is Thomas Partey not? Is he bad?
but they have plans to renew Thomas Partey's contract. Arsenal have plans to renew it.
Okay, if you say they have
Partey
plans,
actually wants to stay at the Emirates Stadium, but he's exploring his options as talks over his new contract have stalled. Oh, so the talks have stalled over his new
and they brought
contract.
in Zubimendi,
Yeah, so
so
he's not going to get much start
yeah,
time.
he might as well go to
Build up
Barcelona where he'll
experience.
be a senior figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
That makes sense. Well, that makes sense. Real Madrid are interested in Nicolo Barella
Mm.
as a replacement for Luka Modric. The Italian, a target for Liverpool and Man City, is valued up to 100 million euros. Why is Liverpool interested in Barella? I don't understand.
See, that's the problem. Everybody was criticizing Chelsea when they went and they bought a midfielder for 100 million.
Hmm.
Right? They criticized Chelsea, criticized they bought two midfielders. Arsenal went also about 100. Declan Rice was 100 and something, right?
Yeah,
It feels like the good midfielders are not they are around that 1900 mark.
midfield is everything. Let me ask you one question. If you wanted to sign Vitinha from PSG, how much do you sign Vitinha for?
Ah, brother, hold at least
Mhm.
90 million.
90? What?
No, that
Vitinha go for 90.
90 million pounds minimum. That's
Vitinha can be. Vitinha is
100
at
and
least 100 million right
no,
now.
like
Vitinha.
100 and
The
something million euros, but 90 million pounds.
It's more than that. It's £100 million striker. Sorry,
right? Right.
midfielder.
How
It's a
old is
hundred.
he?
It's £100 million midfielder.
How old is Vitinha? If he's less than 27, if he's
He's
26,
25 years old.
oh, at least 120 minimum.
Vitinha is solid. He's solid. He's good.
120.
Right. Atletico Madrid consider Marco Asensio as a possible target for them. Atletico Madrid.
Mm, and since you tried, like the Aston Villa loan he had was not bad, right?
Was
Was
that a
it
bad?
bad?
Was that a bad run actually?
He scored almost 7 goals or
Hmm.
8 goals half of the season, which is not bad.
Yeah, and there are talks of Rudiger possibly going to Saudi. There are some Saudi clubs that are interested in Rudiger,
Hmm.
but Real Madrid they want to like wrap up the deal as quickly as possible.
To
But there are
sell
talks,
Rudiger,
no, to like wrap up Rudiger's deal for the Rudiger to extend. But there are talks of Rudiger going to Saudi.
if Rudiger leaves Real Madrid, that their
Mm,
defense is totally gone. You see, Rudiger is part of the cause Chelsea we suffered for 2 years because of Rudiger. Because
yeah.
we bought him from Roma when he was still around 24. You know, Rudiger was raw then, and
Hmm.
you see he's aggressive. But at the same time, when he now 2 years later, when he got into the game, or 3 years later, got really matured and was without Rudiger, we're afraid that we're going to lose. Then he now left us and went to Real Madrid.
It was
He
getting to be
lost.
like your Van Dijk at Chelsea.
Exactly. By
Mm.
now, he should even be the captain, not even Rich James.
Yeah, if he had stayed
If
at Chelsea.
Rudiger was there, what Rich James captain? To be Rudiger now.
But when Madrid calls, who wouldn't answer? You'd be crazy as a football player right now. You'd be crazy for Madrid to come for an offer and you say no.
But it
Unless you're a,
depends.
unless you're a
Like,
Barcelona fan.
like Rich James now will not go to Real Madrid, at least not now. Yes.
Stop.
Yes.
Stop all
He
this. Stop
loves
all this is just denial.
he loves his
There's,
club.
you think Trent
His
did not love
proper
Liverpool?
tells.
You think
His
Trent is not a proper Liverpool scout, proper scout?
brother.
No, it's just the
His
way it is.
proper
Real
Chelsea.
Madrid have that aura. If Real Madrid come for Rich
Mm,
James will say yes. There's no way you will not want to play with Real Madrid, the biggest club in the world.
mm.
They have that aura. There's a guarantee that joining Real Madrid you might win Champions League. There's a definite guarantee. Even if you don't start, they put you
Eh,
on the
the
bench.
bench.
You might most likely win Champions League.
They will give you a medal. Yeah, right.
So I think it's really huge. But those are some of the transfers that I feel like are on my side that I feel like are quite exciting.
Yeah. Ekiteke is heating up.
I feel
I
like we
heard,
spoke about Ekitike yesterday. Was there
yeah,
any
but
new?
Liverpool has gotten into the mix. Chelsea is trying to accelerate it. You talk about Sancho. Chelsea and Sancho are having issues on salary.
Mm,
So
of course.
I think they've informed United that if they cannot agree on the salary, then they will
Hmm.
return him back.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Sesko seems like he's a deal that Arsenal want to go. Arsenal really wants to go for Sesko, so it seems like a deal that might happen at the end of the day.
for Sesko, yeah,
Yeah.
he's approved, right? Sesko
So
did is approved.
it's just medical, personal terms, and then medical that remains.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess we see maybe Sesko might be the last piece of the puzzle that they need to really unlock their trophy wins and their title wins.
So
It's crazy.
is he going to be a backup to Havertz?
I don't think so. I think he starts, in my own opinion. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I'm curious to see what Arteta has planned. I'm not going to criticize it. Neither am I going to put it down. Show us,
Till
right?
you see the full plan.
Maybe we are the ones that are like delusional and we don't know what we are saying. Maybe he has a true plan on how he wants to utilize Sesko. So show us, because people have said talks of Sesko being a player that can play off the left wing. Sesko be a player that can play because he's very techy. He can. It's like the people see him and imagine they are signing another Alexander Isak. So Arsenal are seeing him as this very techy nine. so they could play him on the right wing, left wing, as a nine. He can give you that versatility, right? So let's see how Ateta chooses to utilize Sesko. Maybe Sesko will be coming in place of Martinelli, and maybe if Gabriel Jesus is fit, Gabriel Jesus will start, and then Saka, or
It
maybe
already sounds like a bad idea.
Kai
Everything you
Havertz to be
said,
up.
everything you said now sounds like a bad idea.
Or you could just simply play Sesko as the nine and then have Kai Havertz as the backup, or play Kai Havertz or have them compete. Ateta likes this whole competing for the same position. Just like, remember when he had Raya and Ramsdale and he had them
Yeah.
compete on who
Yeah.
the best person is will start. So it could be the same thing for Ateta this time around. It could be that kind of thing where he wants them to compete for this position. Yeah, Mbuemo to join United. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very, very good deal. It's a very good deal. We just spoke about it a little earlier on the stream about how Mbuemo coming in, he gets to start.
Yeah.
It's a new project. A lot of players are excited when it comes to getting into new projects, right?
And he's
And
going to play more at United than
he's going to
Arsenal,
play more. There's more game
right?
time. There's more opportunities to score. I
Yeah.
think the style of play fits him, the project fits him, and the way he wants
Yeah.
to play, because
Yeah.
they just play him off the right wing as one of the tens, or depending on, maybe they play him as like an inside forward or as a
Yeah.
winger, right
Yeah.
winger, depending on how Amorim chooses to set up his 3-4-3.
Yeah.
But it's still exciting. It's still exciting for Man U fans and also for Mbuemo. So, but
Yeah.
let's jump into the Florian deal. Florian Wirtz due to Liverpool rejected, right? So there's rumors that they want a swap deal where they want to swap Harvey Elliott, and some other
Mhm.
players' name has come up. I don't know, but they want to do a swap deal where they swap some of the younger players for Florian, as part of the package and stuff,
Part of
and
the
then
deal.
as part of the deal. But the initial offer of, I think the initial offer was also 109 million
Yeah.
pounds. It got rejected. So
I think they are holding out for 130 million something.
pounds.
I think it's pounds. That's too much.
I feel like they're just trying to do their best to milk this Florian deal.
That's too much.
They're trying to use it. They're trying to use Florian alone to rebuild their entire squad, because they sold Jeremy. They let Jeremy Frimpong go, but that Florian, they're like, no, we have to milk this situation. I think it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and that's why Manchester City backed out, right? They
Yeah,
just
because it's a
there's
very
no
it's a very pricey deal, and I think it's something where we need to really evaluate. I know FSG are very eager to spend, but remember, we spent a lot of money on Nunes. He did not perform. To me, he
I think
flopped.
sorry to cut you short. FSG does better when they don't overspend.
When they don't overspend, when you go for those no-name guys we don't expect,
Yeah,
like look
yeah,
at the no-name guys we don't expect that have come to Liverpool so far, that have
yeah.
been really good. Like Robertson wasn't expensive, he was really good, or he's been really good except last season. Ryan Gravenberch didn't come for so much. He's been really
Yeah.
good in that midfield. Even Endo has his moments.
Was
Right?
cheap too.
Was cheap too. Was a
5
good
million.
was a good buy. So why?
We have
I know we
spent.
want to reinforce attack wise, but why go all out on this Florian deal if Leverkusen are feeling very hesitant to really sell Florian for a good price?
I think maybe what Liverpool should do is offer. You can you can offer Harvey Elliott,
Mm-hmm.
right? Offer Harvey Elliott, and you offer maybe one player from your team and
Mm-hmm.
negotiate 80 million with them.
Mm.
Everybody is winners in this kind of deal, right? So
But also
they
those
get
players from your team, what if they become better?
they would become better. That's why it's cheaper. They would become better. No, that's the
Mm-hmm.
how do I say it now? That's a caveat to it because you are giving them someone that they have to go and do the finished work, but
Mm-hmm.
you know that that potential is there.
Yeah.
So it's just like when we bought Santos, we
Mm-hmm.
know that we brought him from Brazil. The potential is there,
Mm-hmm.
but for that potential to come out, he needs to play.
Mm.
Leverkusen will give him the opportunity. Ten Hag is there.
Yeah.
Ten Hag loves youth, and probably it's Ten Hag that is asking for those young people in Liverpool. Javier Elliott. If it's Harvey Elliott, then it's Ten Hag's eye that is on Elliott. His eye is like this on Elliott.
Maybe he has a plan on how he wants to utilize, the players and the squad and everybody. But
Yeah. What are
yeah,
your final thoughts?
yeah, so final thoughts on everything. I think Manchester United, if they are able to get the niche players they need, I think
Yeah.
next season will be a way better. I don't know about winning trophies, but I know they will
Better.
definitely
They
not
should do
finish
better.
where they finish. They will definitely finish top seven. I see them finishing top seven for sure.
True, true,
And
true.
looking at the signings, I don't think Liverpool should overspend for Florian Wirtz. I think they should really think about if this deal is worth it, or go for somebody else that can offer close enough to what Wirtz will offer, and
Yeah.
is probably maybe Premier League proven.
Yeah.
And lots of exciting deals. Mbeumo to United, I think that's a very good opportunity for
Good. I
Mbeumo to
want to see
play
him
for a
be
bigger club.
united.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great opportunity for him to play in a bigger club. He's part of a new project. He seems like a player that will keep that same level of performance, and will fit well into the culture that Amorim is trying to build at United. So I think this is a really good signing for Manchester United. Those are my final thoughts.
I think final thought before I jump to my final, there's a rumor that was spreading today
Hmm.
about Posokoglu being replaced.
Yeah,
It's going to happen soon. Like it was all over the internet
I
today.
even thought it was real. I thought he was sacked.
Yes. So you thought he was sacked already, right?
Yeah.
But he's coming.
Hmm.
They don't just want to sack him now based on he just wants something. So they want the euphoria of everything that has happened to die down. Then they
Yeah.
let him go. But
Hmm.
I think it's Thomas Frank they are bringing in for him.
Yeah, I saw that.
So is he a good? Do you think he's good or not?
I
I
think
don't know.
it's really hard to say. I just think Postecoglou style of play does not fit the Tottenham players. He's just so far he's tried it, but it just feels like
Yeah,
he's not gotten the most
out of them.
out
Yeah,
of it.
and that's why he had
And I
to be
feel,
defensive.
yeah, and I feel like Thomas Frank plays very similar style of play to Postecoglou,
Mm,
but there's just a certain level of defensiveness that Thomas Frank will not play a very crazy high line like
no, no,
Postecoglou, but he
no.
can he is able to set up the team quite similar
Yeah,
if he wants to, right? Maybe a version of what Postecoglou will want to play, because Postecoglou sometimes plays a 3-4-2-1,
yeah,
right? Where he plays like three at the back and four, and
yeah.
so it depends. It depends on like how they see it. I don't know if Thomas Frank will come to Tottenham and then win a trophy at Tottenham, but I feel like Postecoglou is a man that can go next season and win something else, right? But
True.
it has to be for me. If you want to let Postecoglou go, let him go December.
Ah, no, that would be bad. Don't do that.
Really? Why?
It not be good. Like you saw, and I'm sure they are not going to do that because they saw what happened to Manchester United.
Mm,
So they are not going to take that risk of you because you won a trophy and still no.
it was a bad season.
Yeah, it was a bad season, and clearly you saw even when they played Brighton on the final day, the way they collapsed.
4-1 loss.
That's not good at all. Last game, you saw man, you even won Aston Villa.
Mhm.
That's a sign of this team will
Improvement.
get better. Yes,
Yeah,
but with them, I don't know. But you can also say it's because they just want something, right? So
but
yeah.
still,
So
yeah.
final thoughts for me, I don't think any player is worth 130 million. It's
Hmm.
just a waste. It's too much money. It's too
Hmm.
much money. And probably Liverpool should negotiate more. Try to get more players in that deal to bring down the price. Umbuemo to Man U, I think is a good signing for both sides.
Hmm.
Umbuemo himself, Man U. We see how that turns out. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all for
All right. Thank you guys for joining our stream. We stream every single day,
day. Yeah.
5:45 p.m. CST. Convert that time zone to whatever time zone you're in, and make sure you join our stream. Leave your comments in the chat. Let us know what you think about some of the topics that we talk about. Let us know your real, raw, unfiltered commentary on some of the topics. That is exactly what we do every single day. So if you've not done so already, please subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank
See
you,
you.
everybody in the chat that commented too as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
so see you.